So I'm sure by now we all know what Gwater is, the most realistic fluid simulation in Garry's mod. But you want to know what else is a fluid? The stuff that is coursing through our veins right now. That's right, I'm talking about blood. First things first, I do really want to thank everyone who did suggest this on my YouTube comments. There was quite a few of you, so I can't list everyone here, but just know that I saw them, and I do appreciate all your support for helping me find these amazing mods. I also said I was not going to do a Gwater video again, but this is not a Gwater video. This is GBlood. Alright, I get it, semantics, I know. But it's pretty simple. First things first, if you haven't seen my Gwater videos I've done, check them out on the playlist that I'll put in the top right corner. Gwater 2 is pretty amazing, but you do need it installed to work, and you have to install the external plugin for it to work. Once you've done that and subscribed to the add-on on the workshop, simply press the G key, and we can access Gwater. Now, we only have to come in here for one moment, so bear with me. We have to click on the blood option. Great. Now that we've done that, we're good to go. Go ahead and spawn your favorite NPC, or your least favorite in this case, and let's see what happens. Wait, what? Alright, I get it. That did not look all that impressive. Unfortunately, a crowbar, it's not going to have enough impact to really have the blood show. No, in this case, we are going to need to utilize our firearms. Now, we can start to see some new things happening. For one, we have a pooling blood system, and yes, that is Gwater, which is pretty morbid, but also pretty cool. Now, the blood is honestly kind of a lot. The good thing is, there is a ton of amazing options that we can adjust in here. Go ahead and go over to utilities, go down to GBlood settings, and we can adjust the minimum particles, the maximum particles, the multiplier, and how many particles per shot. So if we crank this all the way up, I mean, there are so many particles, and guys, it's so hard to see, but I promise you, look at that. They're like living organisms. They're so tiny, it's like individual cells. Yeah, that's pretty insane. Oh my, let's go ahead and see what it looks like with different weapons, because of course, as you can imagine, you could get some different results depending on what you use. Alright, so I did go ahead and change some of the settings. Here's what they look like. So what we can see is not only does the blood pooling effect look pretty dang sweet, but we even get things like soaking wounds. Oh, and by the way, if you thought that Gblood only worked on NPCs, think again, because we are having drops of blood fly straight out of our body. But of course, we can do the same to him. Now, one thing, of course, I have to say, using Gwater at its best is when it can interact with the environment. So right here, we can see that, oh, and we even get dripping blood. Yeah, that's not morbid at all. Something that is really cool too is, of course, with Gwater, if you look up at the top of the screen, we are losing particles because the particles do have a lifetime, just for performance, sake. We can even see the drop is kind of getting smaller and smaller, soaking into the ground, or maybe even getting reabsorbed. Now, the cool thing is that if that's not enough blood, you can just keep shooting them until more blood appears, and of course, it will. So it's not just a one-time thing when you do shoot them. I also do love that the blood automatically disappears, so you don't have to keep resetting it every time. So even if you're not a big fan of Gwater, this could be something that makes you find use in it. I mean, I love this. Look at that. We can see the adhesion is definitely working as intended, and that it's also pretty damn viscous, as blood typically is. But I have to know, what about zombies? I mean, I assume it's going to be the same, because remember, a lot of what's going on is from the preset that we have, which means I guess you could adjust these parameters, but then again, we also already have these settings, so I guess it really does depend. Now, I did forget to mention that we also have pool settings, which is going to, of course, affect the blood pools. Now, in terms of the actual blood decals, I'm not entirely sure if these are new. I mean, they look like typical Half-Life 1s to me, but you could, of course, download a mod that totally changes these decals to be more realistic as well, and that would go with the pooling and the splattering that, of course, GBlood is known for. I mean, hey, look at this. We got a nice blob right there. And again, like, I can't stress it enough. You might not see it, but there's these little tiny white sparkles on my screen, and if you zoom in, well, they might have gone away. So I don't know about you guys, but I think this is a pretty cool way to, well, demonstrate blood in Garry's mod. And of course, in the most realistic fashion we've ever seen yet. Alright, so I went ahead and made GBlood a little bit darker, because I like my blood dark, and I think that this was just a little bit too bright for me. There we go. That might be a little too dark, but again, fully customizable within the Gwater menu. Alright guys, last thing, I really don't want to make this a 10-minute video for no reason. What about splatting against the wall? We can see that it really doesn't seem to matter. Now there could be a mod you could use in conjunction with this to get that effect, but GBlood alone is not going to give you that. Alright, last thing before we end the video, you guys know me, I love going to the extreme. I have cranked so many settings, almost to the maximum. Let's see what it looks like. So, honestly, oh, that pool got big very fast. Let's see this. Oh, hold on a second. For some reason, I don't think this caused him to bleed. Oh no, you know what? We've hit the maximum particle limit already. Oh my god, how many particles are in this puddle? Alright, let's try that one more time. I need to see how quick this... Oh! It's just like a fountain! Alright, that's pretty morbid. If I push it too far, I may get demonetized, but you know what? Oh gosh, it's even running all the way down here. This is certainly something. Guys, I'd love to know what you think about this mod down below. I am just an enormous fan of Gwater, if you guys couldn't tell, so any excuse I can use to properly do a showcase on something related to it, I'm going to be very happy about. And you can of course use it with all the other Gwater entities like this, but if you want to leave a like and subscribe, I would really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. If you want to suggest anything, you know what to do down below or in my Discord page. All the links and everything will be in the description. And guys, thank you all so much for watching this until the end. See you guys in the next video, and until then, farewell. Yeah, that might be a little too much blood.